Greetings to you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Webfood TV. Webfood TV is where we simplify, exemplify, and demystify elementary mathematics for your understanding. In our last lesson, we treated questions on how to share given quantities in given ratios. And we promised you that today we are going to look at more application questions as far as ratios are concerned. And that drives us to the title of our lesson today, which is application questions in ratios. And by the end of the lesson today, we should be able to apply the knowledge and skills that we've already gained to solve problems involving ratios. Before we continue, we just want to thank all those who supported us, those who contributed, and those who enabled us to be able to support underprivileged learners in local communities. We are still calling on you to stand with us, collaborate with us, and share ideas so that our next project can be better than what we did this time around. That said, we will not have much to do as far as this is concerned, but we just get to solve more examples so that you can understand practically what to do as far as application questions in ratios are concerned. Our first question on the board says, in what ratio must 10,000 be increased to get 15,000? This is a very simple question. What you have to do as far as this is concerned is first to identify the bigger quantity. Bigger quantity is 15,000 and the smaller quantity is 10,000. Therefore, ratio will be equal to 15,000 is to 10,000. We'll not leave it like this. We're going to simplify to the lowest term, and that is one of the first lessons we did as far as ratios are concerned. So here we simplify. These three zeros can simplify these three so that we are left with 15 is to 10. It can further be broken down. 5 can go into 10 2 times and 5 into 15 3 times, so that our final answer will be 3 is to 2. If you want to increase 10,000 to 15,000, you have to use the ratio 3 is to 2. If this is understood, then we can move straight away to our second example. Our second question reads as there are 140 students in a hall. What is the ratio of boys to girls if there are 20 more girls than boys? This is a simple question. It requires you just to reason out things logically. There are 140 students. Now they're asking you for the ratio if there are 20 more girls than boys. Now let's start from what we know and move to what we don't know. So we can identify the number of students, which is equal to 140. We can identify number of more girls, which is 20. From here, we can find out the number of equal boys and girls, which is equal to 140 minus 20. That is 120 is number of equal boys and equal girls. At this point, we can move further to now find the number of girls only, which will be equal to 120, which is total number of equal boys and girls. We divide that by 2. That is the two groups, boys and girls. Remember that when you divide by 2, there are 20 plus girls, and we are finding the number of girls. So 120 divided by 2 is going to give us 60, and 60 plus 20, this 20 is going to give us 80 girls. So there are 80 girls, but that's not what they're asking us for. They're asking us for the ratio. What is the ratio of boys to girls? From here, we automatically know the number of boys. If you want, we can state it out. Number of boys equal to 60. If you look at these two numbers, 80 is more than 60 by 20, and that is the 20 more girls than boys. And therefore, our ratio in this case will be boys first. That is 60 is to 80. That's for the girls. And we can leave it like this. We simplify to the lowest term. This 0 can simplify this 0, and we'll have 6 is to 8, which can further be broken down. 2 into 6 is 3, and 2 into 8 is 4. So that our final ratio will be 3 is to 4. This is what you can do if you are given a question as such. And remember to always simplify your final ratio to the lowest term, except specified. If this is understood as well, we move to our last example for the day, example 3. Here is our third and the last question. It reads as thus. Mfo, Ndi, and Tanto shared some oranges so that Ndi has 6 oranges. Mfo got twice as much as Ndi, and Tanto got 7 times more than Mfo. Now the first question is, how many did Mfo get? B, how many oranges were there in all? And the last question under this is, how many more did Tanto get or receive than Ndi? This is a very simple question. You only have to think carefully on what has been said in the description, in the question. Having read the question, what is the first thing to do as far as the first question here is concerned? A, how many did Mfo get? To know how many Mfo got, we have to first of all identify how many Ndi got, because what Mfo has is twice as much as Ndi's. So we must identify for Ndi as the first step. A, Ndi has 6 oranges. Therefore, Mfo has 6 times 2, because it is mentioned here clearly that Mfo got twice as much as Ndi. So we multiply Ndi's share by 2 so that Mfo will have 12 oranges. So that is that for the first question. Let's look at B. How many oranges were there in all? To know how many oranges were there in all, we must identify for Ndi and for Tanto. So at this level, we have to identify Tanto's share. We have Ndi and Mfo. And to know Tanto's share, we need to outline Mfo's share. Mfo has 12 oranges. Therefore, Tanto has Mfo's share times Tanto got 7 times. So we multiply Mfo's share by 7, which is going to give us a total of 84 oranges. Mfo has 12, and so Tanto, who has 7 times more than 4, should be having 84 oranges. Our last question. This is not our final answer. 84 oranges is for Tanto, so we need the total number of oranges. We can also outline this share. Ndi has, we already know, Ndi has 6 oranges. Therefore, total oranges will be equal to Mfo 12 plus Tanto 84 and Ndi 6. And this will give us a total of 102 oranges. This is vital, it's very important. If you don't have Tanto's share, because above here we already have Ndi and Mfo, so if you don't calculate Tanto's share, it will be difficult to have the total share of oranges. Now let's move to the last aspect. How many more did Tanto receive than Ndi? C. Let's identify for Tanto, which is 84, and for Ndi, which is 6. Therefore, difference will be equal to 84 minus 6, which is going to give 78 oranges. So if you want to find the difference between Tanto and these shares, you're going to have 78 oranges. If this is understood, then we've come to the end of what we had for you today, and we believe you've learned something. You can now easily apply your knowledge of ratios to solve problems involving ratios. And if this is true, then consider giving us a thumbs up, share our videos, subscribe to our channel so that you will not miss our videos that we post every twice a week. We call on you to be there for in our next lesson, where we shall be doing something very, very interesting. We are going to reveal this only in our next lesson. And until then, it is goodbye from us.